Welcome. Come in closer because there's a bit of a wind, so the sound quality might not be fantastic. Welcome to Masia Cabellut. It's been going since 1745. Those are the first official documents registered with the king's name on it. But it's 12th century. Its history goes way, way back. I am struck, having walked around this wonderful property this morning, with the peace and quiet. There's no roads, it's the wind in the trees and nature. And have you shown the panoramic view of the vineyards? You're in a small basin surrounded by vineyards, olive groves, and some forest, a coppice. Let's go and have a look at the way we're going to tour this venue is as your guests would. So we're going to do the wedding first, and then we're going to do the interior of the house. And we have a great surprise for you at the end. If you're a wine lover, we have a winery, a cellar, a climatized cellar with all this house is delicious. They're so passionate about their wine and their olive oil. Michelin-starred, restaurants serve it. The olive oil's won competitions in New York. But we'll do that at the very end of this video. So if you're into that, you have to watch until the end. Come on, let's have a look at the house. Some information on the way to the house. We are under an hour's drive from the airport. It's about 50 minutes to Sitges, an hour and just over an hour to Barcelona city, hour and 10, hour and 20. So the villa itself sleeps 14 with 7 rooms, but more can be squeezed in depending on your party. Every room is en suite. There is a luxury finish to this villa with top international designers. A lot of the finishes and furniture are from top international designers. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. So the coaches would bring your guests that aren't staying at the villa to the ceremony space first, and you've got a choice of 3 or 4 ceremony spaces. The first one is down in this almond grove. Okay, it is the middle of December. Next week is Christmas, so Christmas sunshine. I'm telling you this, if you could keep the camera on me a lot now. I'm telling you this because the trees will be in full bloom, bloom in spring and full greenery in the summer. They generally tend to lose their leaves in November, I believe. So if you just look around this space, imagine the greens, the trees in green. We can do a charming, any angle, any view. It would just be noted that we are on Earth. It will be very hard come summer, outside of the rainy season. In the rainy season, I wouldn't suggest you do heels in this Earth. In the summer, easy. But we can dress this. It's very Midsummer's Night Dream. You can dress it lovingly and full of nature and fairy tale. Okay, second ceremony space we're off to. if this was your chosen ceremony space, the coach would drop you here, least amount of walking to the ceremony space. Equally, the second ceremony space, the coach drops you slightly further on. What would you call this? The herb garden or the aroma garden?
Dry garden.
Dry garden. It's got some, I don't know, in the whole estate, it's 30 hectares. And the gardens, there's something like 4,000 plants or 2,000 plants or something that was planted. And this is the dry garden. If the coach would drop you here, the great thing about the coach, it doesn't have to reverse. It then, don't follow me, babe. It just circles around the building and it goes out. So, onto the dry garden. I don't know, do you want to be pointing at the house? Because the ceremony would be up there.
The ceremony?
The ceremony would be up there. Lovely, the house is always a backdrop to all these pictures. Now this is it could be a ceremony space. As with all of these spaces though, they're multi-versatile. The story I'm going to tell you today, we're going to use this as our ceremony space for our dream wedding, let's say. The way we would do it here right now. But all these spaces are versatile because this could be the appetizer space, this could be the welcome space. You could do a small dinner party here. All depends on your guest numbers and size. This space, 60 or 70 people quite easily sit in here. And then it depends on hills. I love these spaces here. I love the well, I love the fountain, I love the walls, I love the vineyard. It doesn't matter where you point the camera, it's super picturesque. So if this was our ceremony space, let's say we had the, for want of a better word, altar at the top. You don't need much in the way of decoration. It's so green, it's so wonderful. We would then, after the ceremony here would be half an hour, let's say. We don't like keeping people in the sun, in hot sun. And hot sun can be anywhere from April to October during the daytime. And depending, they might have little parasols or something to keep them in the shade. We don't like guests sitting in the sun for long periods of time. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to call this our appetizer space. Because what we're doing, ceremony, appetizer, banquet, dance. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not moving people backwards and forwards around the building. It's just very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4 in progression. And what's an appetizer space? We would put probably a bar at the back and a station, a couple of stations, food stations. I wouldn't use the front because that's where people are looking, that's the view. High tables, low tables, cocktail garden party. And some musician or band, jazz band or Spanish guitar or something in the corner, giving your occasion some melody. Yes? Cool. And on to now the banqueting space, our chosen banqueting space for today. This looks a bit muddy, I'm assured, and I believe them. This will all look very neat and tidy for next year. Gravel will be extended and this will be greened. Everywhere I look, I'm stunned by the views. The sky, the green, the wind in the trees. I'd love to stay here. I could live here quite easily. I'd need my city house too. Okay, I'm calling this the banquet space. But again, there's a multitude of things you can do here. You could do the appetizer, you could do the ceremony, the banquet, the dance, lots of different things. This space comes with its own tent. So you will see on the walls, they've had a tent, purpose built. Which is erected free of charge if necessary. Where's the sun? The sun's there, so that means the sun rises over there, I think, and sets in the west. Sets in the west, rises in the east, sets in the west. Anyway, it goes that way. I'm not very good at east and west, or left and right, for that matter. If you were 50 people, we would design this area probably with a top table with a single band, a single row on the back, and then individual long tables coming out. Again, it depends on your number. I've just got 50 in my head for someone at the moment. But round tables, long tables all go in very well here. Now we're doing the dance. Okay? Oh, we're doing, sorry. Salvador is trying not to say anything because he's so ashamed of being Salvador, and just wants to stay hidden behind the camera. Just a minute, I'm just going to really screw with his head. Hi, you're not in the light or anything. Now, what do you call this space? You could call it Moroccan. You could call it Andalusian. I prefer Alhambra. It's got a little bit of Alhambra in it with the water reflecting and the tiles around. We're going to come back to this space. Again, there could be another tent. This could just be for the chill out for the house, the people staying in the house. But it does come with a tent as well. It's another outdoor space. You could do the dance down there. We'd have to think about how we covered the pool. But it's a great space, intimate space for dancers. Anyway, another space for the dance that I like, depending on your number. The main entrance, the terrace to the main entrance. And I could see a dance in here because it kind of gives you an area to work with. You wouldn't have to do much. I don't like huge open spaces. We need a bit of discipline to keep everybody together. And you could put the bar there, the DJ there, and where Salvador is spending the first chill out. But when I say first chill out, I mean people who want to be in the music and watch people make silly fools of themselves getting drunk and dancing. And then I would do a second chill out. Just here, and this is just a bit further away from the music. You can have conversations, smoke a cigarette, whatever. You know, Granny doesn't want to be in it all the time. Roberto is hiding around the corner. He's been helping us out all morning. You're not going to show him. So that's the dance. So now we're going to do the house.
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting hot. Now the owners, Peter and Myriad, they're wonderful, wonderful people. They saw this back in 2013 and they bought it, and wine is their passion. And in 2019, they decided it was time to do something. After they established the vineyard and everything, they decided it was time to do something with this house. This house, the finishes, Durette had a big part in designing it and project managing it into fruition. When we were first here, it was a bit of a building site with no walls, and it's absolutely wonderful to see it finished. The way we're going to review this house is probably, you don't need my hat anymore. Do you want my hat, baby? Is it better without? And my sunglasses. We're going to do the rooms upstairs. So there's 6 rooms on the next floor, and then there's the bridal suite, which is the first room that we're going to do on the, what I would call the second floor, which is 3 floors, or 1, 2, 3, ground, first, second. Then we're going to come down and do the communal areas of the house. So onto the bridal suite. The elevator starts on the ground floor and goes up to the bridal suite, which is unusual. Normally the bridal suite is, or the third floor is probably the remotest floor. And I'm being told to tuck my shirt in. Thank you, darling dearest. Do you want to sit down over there for a second? I want you to catch the view out of the windows. As you can see, the finishes, the furniture, they're second to none. International designers shipped in from all over the world. And some pieces made specifically for the spaces that they're in. Bridal suite. Let's show you the bathroom. Right, that's the first of 7 rooms. We're going to go down a floor and we're going to show you the 2 smallest rooms next. And I don't think I'm going to do much talking. I'm just going to let Salvador show you the rooms and the bathroom. Room number 1. Now this next room, if someone is ably challenged, as in they have trouble walking or in their wheelchair, this is the room for them. It's a big room, got lots of space and great access into the bathroom. Again, depending on your crowd, extra beds can be fitted into rooms. So although this room is for 2, it could be for 4. I would like to take this shower room home with me. It's a good bathroom, isn't it, darling?
It is.
You said something. Ooh, Salvador said something on video. Again, I'll let the room do the talking for itself. Got a great view of the swimming pool, and I'll shut up if I can, if possible. And now, on to the last room. I love this room because of the light and the views and the light and the views and the light. So we have windows on 3 sides with vineyard in each window. Again, this room could be an extra bed. Now there is another villa 7 minutes away. Very rustic, doesn't quite have these finishes, It's a rustic villa, but it sleeps another 14. Was that 14 or 16? And hopefully we'll get to go and see it or drive past it. I doubt we'll be able to get into it, but we'll be able to see it, and then we'll find it on the internet as well. And it's 7 minutes away from this. So you could conceivably have a party of 30 staying quite local to this and use this as your main base. Yes. Now let's have a look downstairs at the common areas, the communal areas, and then we'll go outside and look at swimming pools and barbecue areas and after parties. And we'll finish with some plan Bs. Oh, we've got the living room downstairs as well, haven't we? I'm in love with this room. My kind of room. Either disco or could be a plan B for, they have to be very inclement weather, very bad weather, which it rarely gets to. The banquet, depending on party size and everything. But it's another space that's useful. There is another conference room at the end, a bit narrower than this one, and we are going to see that at the very end of this video. So we're going to do a loop around the house. Also there is the kitchen, which you'll get to see. Here we have the WCs, the toilets. Very well apportioned, 3 downstairs. This is not where your guests, as in your wedding guests, come in, because there are outside toilets. There's 3 here. This is just for the house. We are back at the entrance. And I want to show you one of my favourite places. Come in, Salvador. Do you want to shut the, come in? Do you want to shut the door? This is the cellar, and you can probably hear it's refrigerated. It's kept at a constant temperature, as any good cellar should be kept at a constant temperature. What is it, something like 16 degrees or a bit higher than that? I like drinking wine, I'm not very much into its production. They're passionate, as I said before, they bought the house in 2013. And it was all about the grapes and the vineyard and making wine. And this is where they've got their wine producing too. It's wonderful stuff. I've been told all of this, so I'm going to forget it, and I'm going to have Roberto, who is the house sommelier. They have a house sommelier come in. They do local grapes, they do international grapes, they do blended grapes, and they do some funny things too. So when we come to the international grapes, this Cabellut Sauvignon, this is served in Michelin restaurants around the world. So that's how much they like their wine, and that's how good, not just the wine, but the whole finish on the house is. That's where they want to be. Cava. This is the Cava. We're just outside of the Cava region, aren't we? We're on 2 wine regions here. So some of the local grapes. Can you say them?
Xarel·lo, Xarel·lo,
Yeah.
Macabeu, Vignate.
Vignate. They're all local grapes, and this will be a local Cava. Cava is Catalan. So this is your fizzy champagne. I don't want to say champagne, but for those people who don't know, this is Catalonia's very own variety. The way they make it is different to champagne, but there are thousands of them, and this one is delicious. Plus, they're very much into olive oil. Now this one's won a silver medal in a New York competition. So again, high standards, high quality. That's the whole of this place. Have I forgotten anything? No. I could spend a lot more time in here and open some bottles, but that's not the purpose of this video. Simply put, the house kitchen. Now there is a more industrial kitchen, come here babe. There is a more industrial kitchen across the way, which I'm going to show you in a moment. But the kitchen is the kitchen, fully functioning, brand new, lovely kitchen. Bar, breakfast bar, coffee machine, very important for me. Into the dining room, breakfast room, dining room. These oak tables specifically made for this space. And again, I don't know the designer. I was told the designer. Everything is designed and imported. Oh, the lights are from London, I believe, as well. And an original feature of the house. This is storage for the olive oil and wine. And now we're going to go outside. So just to orientate you, we began our journey, the beginning of the video, just down here. We walked this road. We're on the swimming pool side of the house now. Again, this is a great space. You've got appetizer, you've got banquet, you've got party. It's multi-versatile. For the purposes of our video, this is your after party. This is the hangover party the day after. You're nursing a headache. We're bringing barbecues, barbecue chef, so greasy burgers and meats and things like that with very healthy salads and Bloody Marys, just so you can reorientate yourself. Great space, we can do lots with the space. We can bring out in more furniture, more chill out. I would dress this space a little bit for the barbecue, no, wouldn't you, baby? It's a bit bare at the moment, but we'd do something to make it a little bit prettier. Or bring in more chill out furniture from around the place. DJ, imagine music pumping here on the after party. You definitely need music. Minimum a playlist. I prefer a DJ pumping. Now we're going through to the industrial kitchen and the fridges, and we're going to see the Plan B 2. So the kitchen's conveniently located so they can get to either side of the house very quickly. There's no walking of your food along places, long routes. One of the reasons I'm showing you this is I just want to show you the care and attention that these guys here at Peter and one of the other owners as well. What's his name?
Nico.
Nico, Jared, Nico and Peter. The level of love that they've put into this. You know, this is one fridge. A lot of houses don't have this. We have another fridge down the road. You might need to turn that light on. An industrial kitchen. Super new, super clean. And the waiters and the staff have their own changing room as well, which is a great afterthought. This space can be used for something. Plan B, minimum the dance. but any of the other activities we get to. And we're back to the terrace, the Moroccan Andalusian Alhambra terrace. Chill out. And I'm going to leave you with silence and this beautiful view.